The causal hypothesis is essentially the main hypothesis spoken about within science. That's basically the lawn example that we covered at the beginning. In fact, it's very rare to hear the term hypothesis used in a scientific context in any other way. This is largely due to what science is for: investigating causal links between natural phenomena. Something is observed, an explanation is proposed, a causal link is looked for. By manipulating an independent variable, we expect to see a change with the dependent variable. The causal hypothetical process would essentially be that initial observation of a phenomenon, and then we sort of ask, well, what caused this? Advancing the causal hypothesis, what had been observed, we then start thinking about the independent variables. We might plan the test of this hypothesis that incorporates some sort of predictive quality, and then we'd conduct the test and compare the results to the prediction. We'd then draw a conclusion as to whether the results of the test support or contradict the hypothesis. And part of the testing obviously would be repeating that test quite a few times so that our data was at least significant, and we could do our best to mitigate any other factors. Though you wouldn't necessarily have to do this for it to be a causal hypothesis, but it would be good science if you made sure that you were repeating your tests. So, some examples of the causal hypothesis. So, assuming we've observed some phenomena. If we increase the amount of caffeine taken, we will increase the activity of a specific group in comparison to a group which has less or no caffeine. If we increase the amount of vegetables a group gets, their weight loss will be improved due to having less room for snacking and better digestive operation. The lawn hypothesis, again, that's an example of the causal hypothesis. The causal hypothesis can actually be split into sort of three hypotheses in a way: the non-directional, the positive direction, and the negative direction. So a non-directional hypothesis does not state the change between the variables. A non-directional hypothesis is proposed when you're not sure what the effect is going to be from manipulating the variables. So you might just say caffeine causes a change in heart rate, because you're not sure whether it's going to increase or decrease it, for example. Eating more vegetables will change the amount of weight that you gain or lose. So on the flip side, you've got your directional hypothesis, and if it's a positive one, you're sort of stating that caffeine causes an increase in the activity level or heart rate, and eating more vegetables increases your weight loss. And the negative is the inverse of that. Caffeine causes a decrease in the heart rate.